What's going on, everybody? Normally, I would have some opening music. Unfortunately, I violated some kind of guidelines. I thought I did everything I was supposed to, but in recognition of trade right copies, um, or copyright trades, whatever the hell it's called, I'm not going to do that. So I'm in the process of getting some intro music, some outro music, and we'll just take it from there. So we're going to get right into it. A lot of conversation on Sneaky G Man show last night um, pertaining to what's going on with the Giants. It's what's going on with this organization is just it's disgusting. It's basically what it is. It's disgusting. Uh, you know, for everybody that saw Sneaky G Man show last night, yeah, I called it what it is. Daniel Jones is in his sixth year um, as a New York Football Giant. We gave him tons and tons and tons of excuses. We gave him some extra players. We've tried to revamp the line. Um, I get the whole he's been through coaches. Listen, up until about last year, I was a big Daniel Jones defender. I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not. It's listen, I don't have a problem admitting when I'm wrong. And I was dead ass wrong. Daniel Jones is not the guy. He wasn't the guy. He's not going to be the guy. The Giants have to move on from him. I know the consensus is that, well, he's there. They're going to play him. They got to pay him his $40 million. Here's my problem with that. And anybody that says that, the only reason they're playing him is because they're paying him $40 million. That's no excuse. That's no excuse. Clearly, this guy doesn't win. I don't care how much they're paying him. They got to pay him that money regardless. Put his ass on the bench. Tell him to sit down and shut up. Maybe you'll learn something. He clearly didn't learn enough from Eli Manning. And my point to that is, even if he is the better of the three, considering Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito, even if he is, something needs to change. We need a little excitement. And I think Drew Lock and Tommy DeVito or Tommy DeVito can be the guys to bring a little bit of excitement. Because we know where the season's going to go if Daniel Jones remains at the helm. It's not. It's not going to go anywhere. A lot of people. I'm going to jump all over the place today, guys, because I've seen some of the locker room press releases today that I didn't get a chance to see yesterday. One specifically is Kayvon Thibodeau. And it's not so much what he said. He's aggravated. I understand that. He doesn't want to talk to media when they're just harping on some stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong at all. I would have loved for him to answer those questions. And they weren't asking hard questions. They were just asking legitimately what happened. What could you have done to make it better? I've seen fans on every page in Facebook and Twitch and you name it, Instagram, sitting there calling Kayvon Thibodeau out saying, you need to answer those questions. You need to do this. You need to do that because you're a bust. Now, for those of you people that are calling Kayvon Thibodeau a bust, I'm going to be frank. You can eat shit. He's been in the league 3 years. His first year, he didn't do much in the way of sack production, but he hurried the hell out of a lot of people. He disrupted the backfield a whole bunch of times. Okay, let's move to year 2. The guy comes off with 11 and a half sacks. That's not a bad year at all. And that doesn't count all his hurries and all his pressures. So for people to call Kayvon Thibodeau a bust after one game this year, please do me and every real Giants fan a favor and reevaluate your thoughts. Reevaluate, look at yourself in the mirror and say, am I a Giants fan Because you can be a Giants fan and not have any football IQ, but then don't say stuff to which you have no idea what you're talking about. I'm so sick of seeing these people, and they question my expertise, if you will. I don't even like saying that. I sound like I'm an egomaniac when I say stuff like that, but I know a lot. Let's just put it that way. I know a lot. When I talk and say things, I don't have a problem being wrong about what I'm saying. What I do have a problem with is 90 to 95% of the opinions I have either spark interest in what I'm saying or make a whole lot more sense than you're willing to accept. Now, again, I have no problem being wrong about anything. We can all stand to learn something new every day. I'm all for it. But don't sit there and tell me I don't know what the hell I'm talking about, but you can't back it up. Because I'll tell you right now, I'll get you facts. I'll get you facts. Um, people are still harping on the Saquon Barkley thing. Can we be done with that? Can we just be done with that? Please, can we just be done with that? Again, it's another real Giants fan question, or even a football fan in general. If you watch Saquon Barkley over the last few years, minus the injuries, he always starts off well, always. And then he gets tired, which is kind of what I'm expecting to see this year. Now, don't get me wrong. He had a hell of a debut with the Eagles. And that's who Saquon Barkley is. And I'm okay with saying that. We knew what we lost, guys. We don't sit here and act like we didn't know. And for all the people that are going to sit in here, we should have paid Barkley. We should have paid Barkley. So here's my thing on that. And don't get me wrong. We probably could have paid Barkley, and then we could have paid Daniel Jones what he's really worth, which at this point is nothing. I mean, the dude wanted $40 million, and we gave it to him. Didn't seem like there were any questions asked. They gave it to him. Now, his money and Saquon's money have nothing to do with each other. The quarterback pay rate scale and the running back pay rate scale are two totally different things. Do I believe we could have signed Daniel Jones at $30 million? I really do. Who else was going to sign him? And if they were going to sign him, it would have been their headache. The only issue I have with Saquon Barkley is, and I don't even know it's with Saquon. It may be with the Giants. I can't wrap my head around it. The Giants didn't want to go an extra million. And a guy who swore he wanted to be a Giant for life talked about his legacy consistently as a New York football Giant would opt out for $1 million. And if you watched Hard Knocks, now don't get me wrong, Hard Knocks is going to put stuff out there, and they're going to leave a lot of stuff out. They put the juicy stuff up there, so guys like us and fans like us will come out and talk about it and throw our perspective in there, which is what I do, which is what this show is for. I throw my perspective out there. I throw my thoughts out there. And if you agree with me, that's great. If you don't agree with me, come on the show. We'll debate it. We'll talk about it. Maybe you change my mind. Maybe I change yours. For the most part, I'm a definitive Giants fan who will, I won't fight you tooth and nail, but I'll debate with you. And again, if you make a point to me that I'm not saying, I'm fine with that. May even change my thought process a little bit. But don't go behind the scenes on Facebook and Instagram and talk crap to me. You know, being a keyboard warrior, it's all good and well, but you don't make yourself look good when you don't want to come on the show and have a civilized conversation about it. You want to sit in the backstage and call people names and this and that and the third. It's not cool. So I'm going to get out of this little thing and get back into Giants football. I'm going to put the link out there for anybody who's interested. Where are we at? Okay, I'm throwing it out there now. So it's been posted on YouTube and Twitch. Come on the show. We'll talk. I'll get your thoughts I know Daryl is here almost every week, even though I've been on for 2 weeks. He was here when I was doing my show last season. Jaden's here. I see Emac is here. Austin's here. So you come on in. And without further ado, number one guy. What's up, Daryl?
Man, listen, Ed, I'm sorry, bro.
No, you're good.
I'm apologize to everybody tomorrow, but on Tuesday. Y'all caught me snoring, man. You know what I'm saying?
You know what, man? It was all love. It added to the show. It was funny. And let me tell you this, Daryl. You're not the first one. It's happened.
I know, because I was on the phone with the last one who did it.
Okay. All good, man. Hey, you know what, though? If you think about it this way, you show so much love to Sneaky G-Man and myself that if you fall asleep, we're that close of a people that we really don't mind. It's fine.
You know, we was 3 hours in. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Next time I'll just pull out and just say what I gotta say and leave.
Nah, you're good, brother. Believe me, you're good.
So,
let me bring Jaden on. Jaden hasn't been in a while.
Okay.
Jaden, what's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up?
That's a handsome picture of you there, bud.
Say his name and he appears.
There you go. How you been, man?
Been pretty good. Besides watching the Giants.
Yeah, it's and the sad part about that is one game in and we're saying this already. It's sad. It's really sad.
I was looking at some film today, and DJ, yeah, you said it best though. He's scared.
He is. He's scared, man.
His footwork is not what it should be, because how can I put this? You know how your right foot or your left foot is supposed to be when you're throwing the ball towards where you're trying to throw it to, but
right.
it won't get that right kind of accuracy on the ball to get it where you need it to go. It's all off. It was all off.
So I'm going to give you a name of a guy on Facebook, and he's a huge Giants fan. He makes a whole hell of a lot of points. He's kind of like me. He doesn't hold back any punches. He calls it like it is. His name is Quan A. Covington. If you're not following him, please follow him. Let me bring on Austin while we're here. Austin, what's up, buddy?
Yo, what's up?
How you doing, man?
Good. Long time no see.
Yeah, definitely, man. How you been? Is school going good?
Yeah, things are going great my way right now.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for
Dude,
you.
I'm making some huge moves. I haven't released them yet, but I will be soon.
Absolutely, man. We're looking forward to it, man. We're definitely looking forward to watching you progress in life, brother.
I appreciate that. If it wasn't like I've been saying, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here.
I appreciate that, man. It's not all that big of a deal, but I appreciate it. So let me bring this up. And Sully, I see you in the background, brother. Do you have the link? Do you want me to put it out, or are you kind of just going to hang back right now? You could answer in the comments. I'm going to read it. But yeah, check out Quan A. Covington, Quan space capital A space Covington, Covington. It doesn't get much simpler than that. He sells jerseys, sweatshirts. He has tons of swag. But more importantly, what pulled me into Quan is he's very knowledgeable about the Giants, and he calls it like we see it. I pretty much see eye to eye with him. We do call each other out on certain things, but it ends up being love in the end. Sully, I'm gonna pull you on. What's up, brother?
Hey, what's going on, man? I seen that you was doing the live, so I had to pop in while I'm still here at work. You know what I'm saying? Go Big Blue.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm talking about.
Again, why I'm bringing up Quan is Quan put a post on his Facebook today, and it literally
Which one?
The one where he shows behind Daniel Jones looking at that first pick.
Okay.
He's literally showing everybody what a lot of us already knew. He stares down his first progression so much that even when there's two guys, one in front and one in the back, you can see he's trying to lead the receiver, but you're really not doing anything when there's two guys right there on him. Like
right.
Anybody, obviously
I
not.
mean, if you're staring them down, of course they know where you're going with the ball. It's not rocket science.
Right, but it makes it 100 times worse when you're throwing it where it even for a split second. Yeah, it has to go through a normal person's head that I'm not throwing this ball in there. I got a better chance of it either being knocked down or picked off. There's nothing. So what his thought process should have been, because if you look at it, he had a gaping hole in front of him. He could have stepped up, possibly ran the ball, or he could have stepped outside the pocket and threw the ball away, which is what a smart and IQ-ish kind of guy would do.
Are we
QB.
talking about the screenplay, Ant? Are we talking about that play where he?
No, we're talking about the ball he tried to pass into the end zone, the first pick, not the pick
Okay.
six, the first one.
Oh, the
Okay,
pick six.
You know,
No, not the pick
that
six.
one. That one there was the ball placement.
Well, again, it wasn't
And
even
he
really
was
the ball placement, which is why I want you guys to go Sully will tell you. Check out Quan. He puts this stuff up for us. He literally
hey.
shows you what
I'm
I'm
gonna have to
talking
go
about.
check him out.
Yeah,
So-
hey, Quan is official with it, and I'm a plug him real quick too. If
Go ahead,
y'all
man.
need jerseys, hit up Quan.
Yeah, hit up Quan for sure. He's got good prices on jersey. He has every size you
good.
want. They're legit jerseys. He puts, he's got all kinds of swag, guys. All kinds of the sweatshirts, you name it. He's got it, and he's.
How
good
do I
at it.
reach out to him?
Huh?
How can I reach out to him?
I'll give you his Facebook page.
Okay.
It's
And
just
if you're,
it's just
I
under
think
his
it's
name.
yeah, or if you're in, it's nothing but a G thing Giants group.
Yeah.
He's in that group as well.
Yeah, nothing
Okay.
but a G thing, guys. It's obviously a Giants group. He's definitely in there, or you can go to his. He'll probably want to see you there first before he invites you into his personal profile. So go ahead
Right.
there first, guys. Go to it's nothing but a G thing. You'll see.
Okay.
He posts up the jerseys there, and he gets the jerseys. So for example, the minute Neighbors changed his number, Quan had those jerseys within a week or so.
Yep.
Holy crap.
So-
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, I
he
just
gets
ordered a hoodie from him.
He missed
Oh,
a
did
lot
you?
of. He missed a
Yeah.
lot of open passes to Neighbors too. From what
I mean,
I
but
Yeah, he
know
did.
on film.
The sad part about that is listen to this. He throws a lot of ill-advised passes like that. Are you surprised?
No.
No.
6 years
No.
and we've got the same thing.
Same product.
Yeah, Saquon Barkley is, and I'll say his name on my show. Saquon Barkley.
No, we sticking with Kevin Durant.
Okay. Saved Daniel Jones's career. Saquon is the reason. I'm sorry, Kevin Durant is the reason that Daniel Jones got paid. It wasn't Daniel Jones. Saquon.
Right.
Kevin Durant.
Kevin-
the reason he got paid.
Kevin Durant was his release valve, so to speak.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like when the pressure was too much, he knew he had Kevin Durant there on a bubble route or a quick screen that he could dump the ball off to, and we would get positive yards. But without having that, Jones is he's dumbfounded. He's confused as far as what his direction should be. And like Sneaky said last night, at that position, you got milliseconds
Yeah.
to make a decision.
Yep.
Exactly.
His
But that's what
pocket
I mean.
awareness is the
6 years
worst.
6 years in, he lacks the biggest part of a quarterback, which is the quarterback's IQ and the quarterback's instinct. Once you have
Right.
the
You don't
two
feel
of
that
those,
pressure.
yeah, once you have the two of those, you don't have to run out of the pocket. Or you do, but you kind of can make that split second decision. Like, okay, I can't hit that receiver. Let me check over here. Okay, I can't hit that receiver. I got to get out of here. I'm holding the ball too long. Now, there's still a lot of quarterbacks that do that, but they don't do it like he does. So I think it's Donaire, or he's using it. I can't, if I'm pronouncing it wrong, I apologize. He's saying, I don't think it's Dayball's fault either. He seemed to he was really trying to get a quarterback this offseason. Okay. So Dayball's only part of that. That's number one. Number two, Dayball is at fault because Dayball called a horrific game. That was disgusting. He didn't put, and again, it's Daniel's fault. These players got to go out there and play. Daboll can send in as many plays as he wants. If the guys don't do the plays properly, Daboll is going to look like the scapegoat, and that's the way it's supposed to be. He's the coach. However, Daboll shouldn't have been calling them plays. And if this is how he's going to call the games, please give the playbook back to Mike Kafka, because at least Kafka dumbed down the system enough to where Daniel Jones looked at least legitimately like a quarterback. He made it easy for him to do things. They made more running calls for him. They let him know, listen, if the pocket breaks down here, you got to break to this side, try and get to a receiver or get the hell out. You know, they dumbed it down for him. And I hate saying that when you're talking about a quarterback, because a quarterback's supposed to be one of, if not the smartest guy on the team. And we don't have that. We do not have that.
He's trying to turn him into his Josh Allen is what he's trying to do.
Yeah,
And
but we're
that's not
beyond
who
that,
Daniel
man.
Jones is.
The problem is when Josh Allen came out of college, he was already Josh Allen. Daniel Jones was legitimately a third-round pick, possibly a late third-round pick.
All the way at the bottom.
He went to a school that's not high on quarterbacks.
At all.
He had a record. I could be saying this backwards. It was either 19-17 or 17-19, which either way isn't a good record. So how
What do y'all think about Jalen Bauer from Alabama?
Wait, you mean Jalen Milroe?
Milroe?
I'm sorry, gentlemen. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I like
thanks.
Milroe.
Thanks.
I like Milroe.
I really don't want to talk about the draft yet.
Yeah.
For one weekend.
I'm sorry, Ed.
No, you're good. I understand it, but my whole point of not talking about the draft is because all these quarterbacks we're talking about, one injury can change their whole collegiate and professional career.
Yeah, that's
You
Yeah.
don't know what's going to happen by the
true.
end of the season. Listen, I had high hopes that Michigan
Look at
was
Florida
gonna come
State
in
last
this
year.
What's that?
Hey, I'm a Florida
Look at
State
Florida
fan.
State
Yeah, I
last
know.
year.
I know the pain. I know the
Yeah,
pain.
that
Oh,
was sad.
I
That
am
was
too.
sad.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you and me both.
You got that one right, Scully. That was sad, bro.
Yeah. It's what do you guys got, man? I listen, I talked on Sneaky Show last night till I was literally blue in the face, pun intended. And a lot of you guys saw it. It's just you can't make sense out of it, no matter how you spin it, no matter how you try and figure it out. The Giants right now are, I don't care what the numbers say. The Giants are the biggest pile of steaming dog shit in the league right now. And we are the laughing stock of the NFC East, let alone the rest of the NFL. It's so bad. Listen, at this point, a 7-10, 8-9 record to me is a victory.
Yeah.
I will take that. But based off what we already saw, we're not going to get that. We're absolutely not going to get that. So what do you guys think? I'll let you guys talk.
So I'm gonna go back to Quan Covington because there was a post that he had on Facebook. He in response to somebody, talking about, Mr. 11 and a half sacks, alluding to Kayvon Thibodeau. And Quan's response to that was give him 6 years to develop like y'all been giving Daniel Jones. You know what I'm saying? And in all honesty, I don't think Kayvon needs 6 years. Like we talked about last night, he does need to develop a second move.
I agree with that.
It's his third year in the league. No, he's not a Michael Parsons. He's not a LT. He's not a John Randall. Or Reggie White. But we do need to give him some more time to develop because if I'm not mistaken, didn't we draft him as a sophomore out of college?
Yes.
Yeah.
So you got to think coming from college to the league playing defense, the game is a lot faster. Your reads are a little bit more intricate than college level, and he probably hadn't progressed exactly to that level where he was able to grasp all of it. Now, with that being said, yes, you've been in the league now for 3 years. You should start picking up some of this stuff. But like I said, you got to have that second and third move because once everybody sees that you a one-trick pony, just like Daniel Jones, they're going to know how to stop you.
Right. And the thing with me is, and again, I refuse to call him a bust. A lot of people are starting to do that now. Again, so if you're not a football fan first, obviously the sexy number is going to be sacks. That's what everybody's going to think of. What a lot of people don't understand and don't think about, this guy pressures quarterbacks. He disrupts the backfield. He's not, again, he's like you said, he's not Lawrence Taylor, but he does his job. Yes, we want him to get those sexy sacks, but nobody wants to sit there and look and go, okay, he didn't get a sack because he was being disruptive. And being disruptive at some instances are just as big as getting sacks.
If not bigger.
Exactly, because being disruptive throws the quarterback off of his game, and then he ends up looking like Daniel Jones. He gets shaken up a little bit. I got a comment in here, Donovan. I appreciate you, man. He says, but don't you feel like it's the quarterback? Because in DJ's 6 years, he should be able to change the play if what Daboll calls looks bad. So here's the problem I have with that. Daniel Jones can't change a play. He can't,
because he can't read a defense.
No.
Exactly. How can you
Pocket
change a
awareness is
play
horrible.
if you can't read a defense? And again, Donovan, I'm not crapping on you by any means. I appreciate you coming in, watching the show, showing some interest. And I know you're a Giants fan. I appreciate that. But I don't want to sound arrogant, but I got to kind of school you on this. He can't read a defense. You can't let Daniel Jones make his own decisions, because that's what he's doing now. Yes, Daboll calls the plays. Daniel Jones is the one that holds on to the ball. Daniel Jones is the one that throws the ball and these bad picks and these bad passes. Daboll doesn't do that. All Daboll can do is throw the plays in there and hope to God that Daniel Jones doesn't fuck it up. I'm going to say it doesn't fuck it up. And unfortunately for Daniel Jones, and again, I'm really trying not to shit on this kid, because again, up until last year, I was a huge Daniel Jones supporter. I really like this kid. I've met him a few times. He's a really nice dude, but being nice doesn't transfer to wins on an NFL field. And because he can't read a defense, because he can't look at any other of his receivers but the one he plans on going to, because every DB on every team he played for last year called him out on it, and he hasn't changed a thing. If he made a little bit of progressions here, if you see him going one way, okay, he's not open. Going another way, okay, he's not open. Looking a third guy, he's not open. Now I got to take off. But he's got to be able to do it like this. And he's so focused on that first receiver that it messes everything else up. And why is that? Because he can't read a defense. He doesn't know if somebody drops down, you're going to have a one-on-one here and you can take it off. He doesn't know these things. And at year 6 in the league, I don't care about all the other coaches. I don't care about how many GMs he had, how many offensive coordinators. I don't care. This is quarterbacking 101. Whether you're on a shitty team, whether you're on a mediocre team, whether you're on a good team, whether you're on a college team, high school team, Pee-wee League team, it's football 101. You can't do these things. It's mind-blowing to me. And again, I'm not crapping on you, because you're not the only one bringing these points up, and they're valid points, but you got to look at the other side of that ball. He doesn't do the things he does for Daboll to say, hey, if I'm calling something and you can read a defense and go, hey, you know what? I can't do that because he's here and he's dropping down. You can't be a quarterback in this league, man. It's just, I'm almost tired of talking about it. If I'm being 100%, I almost didn't want to do the show tonight, because I'm so spent from saying all this stuff yesterday. But I love Sneaky. Sneaky's the big reason I do this, because I am outspoken. And again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'm fine with that. But I'm going to call it like I see it. And for the last 6 years, with the exception of his rookie year, which is the only year you can really give him an excuse for, and with the exception of the fluke playoff season, his rookie year was the best he looked of these other 5 years. He made us excited. He came out and won that Tampa Bay game. He's the one that ran that game-winning touchdown in. Now, granted, they had to miss that field goal, but he was a main factor in why they won that game. Now, Now he's the main factor in why other teams win our games. When do we stop, guys? I asked Sneaky last night, and he's still holding on to hope. I can't do it no more.
I can't. I've lost
I'll
it.
go as far as saying, all right, week 1, he's got to shake it off. And I really don't want to say that because, again, it's the same issues he's had from season 2 on. The same. He wasn't perfect in that playoff run. He had a lot of bad mistakes, a lot of bad throws, still couldn't read a defense. He had Saquon carrying him, and they dumbed down the playbook to make him look better. And he did. I'm not going to say he didn't. But again, we were sold, a bag of beanstalk beans,
Like Stephen A.
expected
said,
to find
it
the
was
giant with a pot of
Saquon.
gold.
Like Stephen A. said, it was Saquon and a bag of chips, man. And
That's all it was.
listen, we got a problem when you got 2 to 3 wide receivers 20, 30 yards downfield holding their hands up, but he won't release the ball. He wants to pump fake.
So I'm glad you said that, Daryl, because that leads me to what I wanted to bring up is DJ has no anticipation.
Nope.
Aside from him not being able to read a defense, he has no anticipation of where his receivers are going to be headed to be able to lead them to a open catch. He can't throw a receiver open. He can't read a defense, and I feel like he's so inept at quarterback. And this is to your point, Ant. The reason why they don't let him audible or call his own plays, aside from the fact that he can't read the defense, he can't even adjust the offensive line to call protection to slide them where they need to be.
It's almost like it's too much for him.
Listen, the Giants played better last year. When I understand that it's excitement and everything like that, but they played a whole lot better when they put Tommy DeVito in there.
You're right, because there was some kind of excitement. Yep. Tommy DeVito has a rapport about him. Tommy DeVito has a confidence about him. Daniel doesn't have that. And to go back to what Sully was talking about trying to get a wide receiver open, throwing the ball where the wide receiver is. I brought up a statistic last night that still remains. This week alone, the Giants, the New York Football Giants, were number 4
still had the most
in wide receivers breaking away.
Yep.
All he had to do was just toss the ball in the air. That's all he had to do.
He missed 3 touchdowns. He missed 3 touchdown passes in that game.
He missed a ton.
The 2 to Neighbors, and he missed 1 to Wandale.
Yeah, the only one he threw was to the other team. And that's
sad.
Go ahead.
And it's sad that at practice they got players practicing with a ball machine that's throwing it at their feet to simulate a ball that you would get from Daniel Jones.
Right. And
like no other team in the league is doing that, bro. I promise you that.
I love Leak more now than even when we drafted him. Even with the excitement of him coming here being our number 1. I love him now more because I watched his press conference, and he basically said, without being rude, without calling, well, he kind of did call his quarterback out. He goes, I can't do nothing about what's going on behind that line. Basically saying this dude has no idea what he's doing.
Nope. And the only reason why Daboll won't bench him because he's afraid he might lose his job.
Now, Donovan does make a good point here. He said, I feel you based on, what I talked about Daniel Jones not being able to read a defense, I'm assuming. He said, my biggest problem with the game was all offseason. They talked about taking big shots, and we got none of that. So, again, that I will say is partially Daboll's fault. But
he knows the man can't see that far down the field.
Even if I truly believe that he did probably call 1 or 2 big shots. The problem is Daniel Jones doesn't know what to do.
Listen, next time we all sit down and watch this game, when you think he's supposed to throw it deep, he pump fakes and he holds it a split too long.
Well, that's the thing I'm talking about. He won't throw an open wide receiver, but he'll throw into the passing lane of like 6 or 7 defenders.
Yeah, or throw a damn interception.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And that goes back to not having no anticipation and just not having the football IQ to move through his progression.
No, absolutely. What's up, X?
What's up?
How you doing, bud?
I can't believe we won.
Anyway, nah, I'm messing
No,
with you. I'm
okay,
messing with you.
listen, you gotta let me be happy because I had no faith in that team this game.
No, you're good. You're good. Listen, man. I can't do
Man, I feel
nothing but
bad
be
for
happy
y'all.
for you because I can't be happy for me at all.
I feel bad for y'all.
Who is
Daniel
your
Jones should
team?
not be starting.
He's
I'm a
been through it a
Patriots
little
fan.
bit. He's a Patriots fan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
You
I told Ant when
okay?
Mac Jones got drafted, he wasn't the answer, and look what happened. He's not the answer.
You think Drake May's the answer?
Drake, they're doing what Mac Jones should have done and fucking benching him so he can learn.
Yeah. I've always been
Mac
a
Jones just
firm
started.
believer in that.
He didn't learn nothing and basically did good his rookie season and sucked.
Look
know,
at what's the name? Look at Jordan Love. Look what he did. He sat.
I was
Look how
just
long
gonna
he
say
sat.
that. I love
Exactly.
Listen, I love Jordan Love. I think he's become exactly the player that the Green Bay Packers thought he was going to become. And the
Hell,
fact,
sometimes
and
when
this
he
is
throws the
crazy.
ball, he looks like Aaron Rodgers. Sometimes when he throws the damn
You're
ball.
reading my mind. When you see him scramble out of the pocket and he tosses that ball as quick as he does, man, it's like watching Aaron Rodgers all over again. That's what you want these guys to do. But
And Aaron Rodgers learned it from Brett Favre.
my all-time favorite NFL player, by the way. Just
My all-time favorite is Drew Bledsoe. I have his jerseys. It was my dad who gave it to me.
Well,
I'm
he
gonna
was
hold
the
on to that
big reason
forever.
they won that first Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Because you got to
Yeah, he had
remember,
that team rolling.
he didn't get benched until he got hurt.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So I
I
mean,
mean, I
he was
saw-
a big reason why they went to that Super Bowl, the first one.
I was looking at some of and I don't think he gets enough credit, but I was watching some tape, specifically the was it the 2000? It's actually the 99 NFL season where the NFC Championship where Kerry Collins they literally blew out Minnesota, who was supposed to be a powerhouse. Like Kerry Collins, man. Then you hear all the stories about him being a drunk and the Giants just kind of revitalized his career and all that stuff. Gary Collins was a marksman, had a hell of a gun on him, and had the perfect team around him. The only thing
he brought up Eli Manning.
they fell short, huh?
He brought up Eli Manning before he took over.
Yeah. Well, Kurt Warner was there too, so.
I'm sorry, it was Kurt Warner. Kurt Warner did that for Eli. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Collins was gone already.
Yeah.
But I mean, again, does it have a lot to do with the team? Of course it does. You can't win a game, let alone a championship, without the rest of your team. That's why I can't stand when people say, "Oh, your defense carried you." And my answer to that is because I hear that a lot when pertaining to the Giants' last 2 Super Bowl wins. Your defense carried your defense. My answer to that is they only scored 2 points combined in both those games. So how did they win that by themselves? How did they carry us?
Defense.
We have to score.
Yeah, Eli.
People say that. That ranks up there for me with the phrase "on paper." I cannot stand that. On
At
paper,
least Eli put it in the damn end zone.
What's
Right.
that?
I said at least Eli put it in the end zone.
Exactly.
And
Well,
I still argue.
You want to talk about?
Bowls,
Listen, Eli wasn't a marksman. Okay,
No.
he threw a lot of picks too. But let me tell you something. In the playoffs, the 2 times Eli did go on that run, he was a damn.
He was lights out.
He was a sniper.
He
was a
when
sniper.
you talk
You
about
hear
Eli
me?
Manning, even other teams have said this and other commentators. When you talk about Eli Manning in the playoff sense, especially with those Super Bowl drives,
Nobody put up the numbers he did.
He has been the most clutch NFL quarterback in NFL history when it comes to playoffs.
Yep.
Can
That's
we
been
not talk
repeated
about the past
numerous
2
times.
Super Bowls?
What's that?
You don't want to talk about our past 2 Super Bowl wins.
Bad memories.
Well, you know,
X. Don't even say it. Don't even
Just
say
what,
it.
18 and
0,
baby.
18 and 0, baby.
No, 18 and 1.
No, I know. I
exactly
just
what
say
you're
it to bust his chops.
Yeah, he
They
said
sent
it.
all them
He's been
t-shirts
saying it
over
ever
Thailand.
since he met me.
Oh, I say it
See,
all
I
the
thought
time.
we was gonna beat y'all at the end of the regular season. I was like, nah, I ain't worried about it. Eli gonna get that ass.
I
in the-
wanted that
in
game
the
too because that
playoffs.
was my birthday that night.
I put a hole in my damn wall. I know I did that. I had to fix that shit the next day. I
Hey,
was
at least
Yeah,
they
mad.
didn't
I
take
wanted
away
that
from
game
Clemson.
too.
I was mad that night. 'Cause I wanted
But
to take that from y'all. I wanted to
you know what?
tell in the
I'll settle with the loss in that regular season game
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
The
only
Super Bowl stuff
to
better.
be happier with the end result of the Super Bowl win.
And I'll be honest with you too.
Ugh.
That playoff run, Austin, man, I appreciate you, bud. Jaden, if you're still listening, man, come
I'm
back on. I
just,
don't know what
I'm
happened.
just letting you
Oh,
talk.
you're right there. It's
If
the
I
picture, dude. You're killing me with the picture.
no,
Say
if I
his
start
name
talking,
God.
and he appears.
I don't know what to talk about.
But during that 2011 run, if they would have just beat Dallas, I'd have been okay with that. I was perfectly fine with that. But the fact that they went on and beat Green Bay and they went on to win the Super Bowl against the 17-0 at the time New England Patriots,
It was real cold
or
out
18
there.
and yeah, it was, well, if you count the playoffs, yeah. But
Tom Coughlin looked like a damn reindeer.
right, so it just put the icing on the cake. Plus, that's actually the season. I told my boss at work, I said, listen, if they somehow pull this out, I'm taking off the day and I'm going to the parade with my family. And sure enough, they won. I kept my kids out of school. I kept my wife home from work. Ended up calling my uncle because he's a Giants fan, calling my cousin, she's a Giants fan. We all went up there, had a great day. It was so much fun. It was beautiful. You know, when New York is
I bet it
winning,
was.
there's no more beautiful thing, man. When New York is losing, leave us the hell alone.
It's so beautiful.
It's what?
It's so beautiful when I see the Knicks collapse every year.
Hey, watch your mouth. Watch your mouth.
It's so
Enjoy that
beautiful
one,
to see the
one
Rangers.
championship because you guys are
So
done.
beautiful to see the Rangers not win a championship.
Don't worry about it, X. We back though this year, baby. Knicks is
The
coming.
Nova Knicks, baby. The
watch
Nova
out.
Knicks.
Man.
Better
You
watch
say
it.
that, but wait till y'all see us in the playoffs.
Why?
we
You'll be sitting
coming.
at home.
Hey, we gearing up just to come see y'all. You heard about us. They talked about us. They said New York Knicks is getting ready for Boston. We coming, baby. We coming. New York, stand up.
You know, every team that said
Damn
they
right.
won Boston hasn't beat us in the playoffs.
Hogwash. We coming, baby.
You know what? You have a right
The
to say
Heat.
that right now.
I'm just messing with you.
But
X.
where were you guys the
Messing with
last
you,
20
buddy.
years, with the exception of the big three?
We were in the playoffs. Jason
Weren't the
Tatum hasn't
Celtics?
missed.
I think the Celtics were the team that started that whole thing.
What?
Mhm.
The
The
whole
big
big
three?
three thing. The whole big three thing.
The Kevin Garnett.
Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, Ray
Pierce,
Ray
Allen.
Allen.
Ray John
You got
or
Big
not?
Davis.
Oh yeah, Ray
It
Allen.
was Ray Allen.
Yeah, them three. Yeah, they started it. And LeBron
And
tried to
then
finish it.
LeBum figured he couldn't do it by himself till
Did
he
you
went
call
back.
him LeBum?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, fuck LeBum.
Listen,
Michael Jordan better.
So, all right, let me explain this because people are going to think
You
I'm
mean hairline?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
one
kinda
thing
am.
that we do. Hey, listen. One thing I'm sorry, Ant. Before you talk,
Okay.
sir.
Go ahead.
Before I believe we can get this man in the rhythm because we're gonna have to hang it out. Listen, I want his ass gone at the beginning of the next year or the summertime. But
Who?
listen, Daniel Jones.
Oh, I
I'm
thought we
getting
were
back
still
on
on the
Daniel
basketball.
Jones. But what I'm saying is we need to start running the ball a little bit more and not get away from it, and that'll keep him out of danger.
Well, we need to stop
And just work off the play
starting.
action.
We need to stop starting Gray too. Eric Gray is not the starter, dude.
What you need to do is bench Daniel Jones and let Drew Lock start.
Thank you.
No.
See, I like Drew.
No. Look,
Listen.
coming
Scully,
from somebody that used to live in Denver, Colorado, that had to watch the Donkeys games. When I tell you they talked about Drew Lock as bad as we talk about Daniel Jones, Drew Lock is not the answer. He's
I
not.
still think
Better
I
than
still think
Daniel
he's better
Jones.
than
He only
DeVito,
played.
though.
He didn't even play a whole year in Denver, did he? He didn't play
No,
a whole year.
he
did.
he played a couple years.
Yeah.
Cause see, that's how long.
Speaking about
I
Denver,
don't
See,
even
I chalk that
remember
up
the cat.
too. I kind of chalk that up too to you can take certain players and put them in a different organization and it kind of works for him. Doesn't mean he's a better quarterback. It just means they put him in the right organization that he fits into. I think
Or they put him in the right system.
Seattle. Drew Lock did good in Seattle.
But see, here's the thing. When Locke came out of college, he was one of the top QBs coming out of college. When he was coming out of college, if you watch him and Josh Allen, they were very similar. So him coming to the Giants may just be Brian Daboll's next step towards a Josh Allen type player. We don't know that. I'm just throwing it out there.
But it could happen. It could happen.
At this point, I'm not willing to say that Tommy DeVito is better. The only thing that may make him better is the fact that he's been in the system for a couple years. Other than that,
yeah,
I think that Locke has better intangibles. If I'm if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Listen,
that's the gut feeling I get with him.
I
love
can agree with
Locke.
that
Locke's my
argument.
second favorite quarterback.
What's that?
Locke's my second favorite quarterback. I loved him in Denver, but he fucking sucked in Denver.
How did you love him in Denver?
I loved him though. I loved him because every time he was on the field and the Patriots weren't on, I was like, yeah, Drew Lock.
You're horrible.
And that's what we messed up at, though. We should have had a line. Even though we knew we was good, Eli was going to retire, we should have been a couple years before he was going to retire. That line should have already been put together. Now,
And I've said it before. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Daryl.
No, I'm good. Because the only thing I was about to say was, because they had Odell, too. That's when they had brought in Odell. Now, I understood that pick.
God.
But, see, they should have worked on that line then, that year.
That was the beginning. So I marked that, not just the Odell and Barkley being there together. I call that the end of what the Giants were doing, because that's when Gettleman. Remember that next summer, Gettleman.
We ain't found him to trade him.
We were all happy as hell. They finally gave Odell his money. He's going to be a Giant for his whole career, and then they up and trade him. I mean, are you kidding me? The highlights of this team, him and Saquon, and they worked well together.
They did.
Dude, I was so pissed we traded Odell, because even with us not having an offensive line with Eli back there, and I'm a firm believer in this, if we had improved the offensive line in the late stages of Eli's career, he would have had a better record than what he has.
I truly believe so. A lot of people will say, had Plaxico not have shot himself, that we could have possibly won another Super Bowl next year. Now,
most definitely.
Obviously, we don't know that. We never will, because he shot himself. But when you're talking about what you're talking about, I firmly believe that if Gettleman did what he said he was going to do, bring in them hog mollies with Odell Beckham Jr., with Saquon Barkley and Eli at the helm, there's no doubt in my mind that we would have at least made it to the Super Bowl again.
Yeah.
That team would have been stacked.
Because I forgot Eli would have got
second part. Yeah. And now my second part to that is my anger for Gettleman with that we didn't pay him to trade him, because the moment we got rid of OBJ, that was the moment defenses no longer had to play us honestly, because it goes back to being that one trick pony. All we had was Saquon. We didn't have the receiver to take the top off the defense that made that you can't stack 8 in the box, because you got to worry about is this receiver about to take the top off and catch a 60-yard dime from Eli?
Right.
Now, we got
of it like that, Scully, for real. Because right now you got me some type of way right now. I'm in my because them for real. Because if you really think about it, when them two first came in, now I didn't know Saquon came first and then Odell, right?
No, it was Odell.
OBJ first.
Okay, so it doesn't matter right now at this point, because he got me in my feelings. Because why not work on the line? Why didn't they work on the line a year after that, though, after they brought Saquon in? Because if you really think about it, Eli was there 2 more years after that.
Look at this grown-ass man.
Oh, God. Grown-ass man.
Something like that. What's up, guys? I came here to talk some ball.
All right. What's up?
Shit,
What up?
You in a minute. Where you been?
So
Making money, bro.
I'm upset with the Gettleman hiring because if you think about it, that year after Carolina went to the Super Bowl, Gettleman imploded that team.
Right.
And when we hired him, and I know a lot of y'all don't know, the folks that I be around, but when we hired him, I did not like Gettleman as our GM. I said then that was going to set us back 5 years. Then when they picked Daniel Jones, and I said this last night, I didn't like the Daniel Jones pick. When they picked Daniel Jones, I said at that point, that's going to set us back another 7 years.
Mm-hmm.
And look at where we're at. We're in year 6, and we still don't have a serviceable quarterback. We just now got the O-line, starting to get the O-line fixed.
See, that's how bad it is for us Giants fans. When we sit here and our biggest high isn't worried about, we're not worried about, how many games we're going to win. We're not worried about if we're going to make it to the playoffs. Our biggest thought is just getting our team together. That's not good. We shouldn't have to worry about that. When we pay these big dollars to go to these games and we put all our money on all the swag that we have and we just throw money at this organization and they put what they put on the field, like we were talking about John Mara last night. I was super pissed off for the season ticket holders last year when I heard Fan Appreciation Night was nothing more than a medium freaking Pepsi. Are you kidding me? They could have thrown shirts out there, hats out there. They could have thrown a hot dog and a soda. Which is much better than free. That would have been cheesy too. But
you know what?
It doesn't make sense. These guys are making billions upon billions of dollars on our merchandise alone, and they can't at least tell the fans thank you properly. Come on, this organization sucks ass anymore.
You know what? Molly Curran said something today that really got my mind going. After all that Saquon contract interview situations and stuff, she said John Mara could have stopped it. He could have stopped it because he could have paid the man.
Oh, John Mara?
Yeah, he could have stopped that whole situation from happening.
So
the issue with that is that Mara, in my mind, has been making so many poor decisions, agreeing with Gettleman and everything else, that Mara does need to step back. It's like you said last night, and he's stuck on the nostalgia of former players and the names instead of let's go out and build this team to be lights out. That way we can be that dynasty again that the Giants have been known for. Like, we used to be the squad that teams feared playing every year.
Right.
Every year.
It's like we were saying about Dayball last night. How much more do we have to take when he's calling out his coaches? They're getting fired. He's calling out the players. They're not playing much anymore. He's calling out all these guys. When does that finger get pointed back at him? And I still have hope that he's the guy. I really do. I think he can be the guy. He proved that year one. But the problem is when does he get a say? When does he get a say and say, listen, Daniel's not my guy. I can't do this anymore.
He's very unhappy.
I think this week.
Hold on, let me interrupt real quick. I got a Washington Commandos fan here at work with me talking about we about to be 0-2. I've already told them they ain't got a dog shot in hell at beating us. So let's hope Daniel Jones plays well enough to where I can shut his motherfucking ass up.
Listen, I'll tell you what. If we could somehow turn Daniel Jones even into just a game manager, a Trent Dilfer, if you will, even if we did that, he becomes a better player instantly. But we can't.
That's true.
Well, what's the guy from the Chargers that got 11 kids?
Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
You crazy because that white boy was nice though. I don't care. He was a tough
I have to say there were 11 kids that he planned on.
Him and his wife enjoyed making all them damn kids.
Yeah. Right.
What do you guys make of the whole Tyreek Hill thing?
That's fucked up.
You know what? When you wrong, you wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I do believe that the cops were way too aggressive. I definitely, because they're the ones that are supposed to be de-escalating it. However, Tyreek would keeping the window up, not rolling it down when they asked him to, not handing him the license. He was asking for trouble.
Yeah, but that still doesn't warrant what they did, man.
Oh no. But I'm saying, we don't know because it didn't happen this way. But if he would have rolled down the window, if he would have talked to the police officers properly, do we know that it would have escalated the way it did? We don't know. The idea is it probably would have, but we don't know. So we can't.
And see, the issue with that is given the history of interactions amongst especially black men and white police officers, it rarely ever goes in a favorable direction for the detainee.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? No matter what we do during that traffic stop, we're always seen as the ones that are in the wrong. And we could be doing the exact perfect right thing. So, like you said, had he had done what the officers told him, we don't know what would have happened. But given history, you know what I'm saying? You kind of, I understand where Tyreek was coming from, where it's like, yo, I'm a grown man. I ain't really done nothing wrong. And I'm complying with you by giving you the information. And if I'm not mistaken, in Florida, you don't have to roll down your window to talk to the officer. So that's more of the officers being on a power trip, because if I hand you my license and registration and you ask me where I'm going and I answer the question, why do I need to roll my window down?
Well, that, from what I understand, that was part of the problem, because they asked him for his license and registration and he just didn't give it to him.
Now, well, see, then that's his fault. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're in a speeding, or if you're in a traffic stop and they're directing you to give certain identifiable information, that way, now granted, it could be, an argument could be made that Tyreek Hill is well known because he plays for the Miami Dolphins, but what if you're dealing with an officer who does not follow sports at all?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That man don't know you from Adam.
The new body.
And then again, I agree with you. I agree with you with the fact that, and that's why I started with these officers are way too aggressive. Like their number one job is to de-escalate. They could have, instead of banging on his window, trying to force him to roll the window down, I do believe if they would have been a little more polite and said, "Hey, can you mind rolling your window down? I can't hear you, or I can't really, talk
well,
to you."
He already had his license in his hand. The officer already had his license in his hand when he rolled back up the window. And
I didn't see that
when
part.
That's when he began to start knocking on the window and telling him to roll down his window. And Tyreek Hill was like, "Why I gotta roll down my window? I'm gonna be late. I'm headed to the stadium." And he was like, "I don't care where you going. Roll down the window."
What I saw again,
and that's where I say it's a power trip.
Yeah. Well, again, the video I saw, and again, it could have been chopped up. We know how the media is these days,
right?
What I saw was that they asked him to roll his window down first. They asked him for his license, and he was already at the point to where you could tell he was annoyed with the whole situation, probably because he was late. Probably is why he was speeding. But the way I saw it and the way it was put out for, the viewers around me was they pulled him over. Obviously, it was for speeding. He wouldn't roll his window down. Then they asked him when he had it cracked open, can I have your driver's license and registration? Again, that could have been chopped up.
We got to have rules, though, when we get pulled over. See, we got to have rules. See, we got to roll down the window all the way. We got to roll all four windows down. We got to have our hands on the damn steering wheel. And we see that didn't work for that young black man, right? Because they shot him up in the car.
Right. No.
Right, because if you get pulled over and you do the same thing, I guarantee you they not dragging you out the car and having you lay on the ground, handcuffing you and all that.
Well, they might, because I have a gun in my car.
But even still, you'll still get treated with more of a modicum of respect than what we do. And that's the whole issue behind that traffic stop. And I don't want to sound like the guy, but I gotta bring it up. But given what we're about to do next month, and you know, we're deciding the direction of our country for the next 4 years, and given who one potential candidate has been spitting out and had been spitting out, you know what I'm saying? A lot of these undercover, I don't want to use the R word, but a lot of these undercover folks are coming out and they're feeling really emboldened and embracing to act a certain way, which also, and if you, and I don't, again, I'm not trying to give a whole history lesson, but if you look up the history behind how the police organization was founded, it was always an oppressive system of black people.
Yeah, they was.
It was never really to serve and protect.
They was founded by catching slaves, man.
Well,
Right.
I'm going to put this out there because I put it up on Facebook today. If you're on my Facebook page, you saw it. I put it out there. First of all, last night's debate was a clown show at best. And whoever gets the nomination for president doesn't matter. This country is going to shit, and it's going to shit quick.
Oh yeah.
And I don't listen. If Trump ends up being the candidate, it's going to shit. If Harris ends up being the candidate, it's going to shit. I mean, we're screwed either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, Trump, if in that debate last night, this is what I got out of it. Trump loves to talk himself up and what he did and what he's going to do. That's fine. And Kamala Harris, she was, when you understood what the hell she was saying, all she was doing was saying Donald Trump sucks and he doesn't do this and he lies. Like, whatever happened to talking, and this is the key thing in the whole thing. They really didn't answer any of the questions that were answered or asked of them. They didn't really answer anything.
It sounded like it was a bunch of 2-year-olds having a pissing contest.
Yeah, exactly. And the funniest part about it was when Trump brought up the fact that the immigrants are eating cats and dogs. I was rolling. And I actually saw the video today of that. Did you guys see it?
That one guy talking to the city council?
No. What happened was, so they have a body cam from a police officer. He rolls up.
Oh, I just seen that video. Yeah.
He rolls up on the scene and they cut a lot of stuff out, but they're asking this lady who's an illegal immigrant to show her teeth, and like you can almost see like stuff in her teeth. You don't know what it is, but you can see stuff in her teeth. And then the lady that called the cops, the cops asking her, well, what was she doing? She's like, oh yeah, when we got home, she was laying on the ground. And the cop's like, well, what was she doing? She goes, no, she was eating the cat. He's like, she was eating it. And he's like, yeah, she was eating it. I'm sitting there going, oh my God.
And then you hear him say, call a humane society to come get it because the cat is deceased. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But
yeah, it's just,
hey, let me ask you a quick question, man. How much longer are you gonna be on?
probably just a couple more minutes.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna go ahead and say goodnight. I got a last flight to work before I get off of work. So to all my big blue folks out there, family members, I love y'all. See y'all next time.
Hey, be safe, man.
All right.
All right, later.
Peace.
Man, you guys are doing rough too, huh?
Yeah.
So what's up, Jake? How you been, man?
I've been all right, man. I've been living, It's hard to get on Sneaky Show on Thursday nights, or I just saw this on my YouTube. I'm like, let me finish up my dinner and hop on here.
I appreciate it.
We're in the bottom 3 right now in the NFL. So it's the Panthers, the Browns, and the Giants that had the shittiest opening weekend. So
yeah. At least you guys threw touchdowns. Did you see the stat with Daniel Jones? Since he signed his contract, he's thrown more pick sixes than touchdowns.
You guys could sign me, I can hand off the ball.
Like I said, I'll take Drew Lock or Tommy DeVito at this point. We can't do any worse.
Who's your team, Jay?
Cleveland.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
I had so much high hopes for you guys this year too.
What's up with him, though? What's up with him? What's up with
Deshaun,
Deshaun? What's up with
He's
him,
not
man?
getting them rubbing tugs anymore.
I'll keep it real. You know, I keep it real most of the time.
What happened to him, man? I really don't understand what really happened to him, yo.
He can't get no massages no more. That's what happened.
You could say that. But, you know, this last week, it wasn't really his fault. You know, he lost his dad on Friday, lost a Clemson teammate. You know, he had the option not to play. But like I said, you know, he had a hell of an effort right out there. You know, he didn't give up in the fourth quarter like Aaron Rodgers did. You know, the offensive line was really bad. And when that happens, the quarterback doesn't get time and the wide receiver doesn't get time.
It's still a little surprising, though, because Deshaun Watson is a, you know, Lamar Jackson type of quarterback, if you will.
And he tried to make a lot of plays.
I didn't get to see the game, but no, I believe he did. Hey, Emac, real quick, Emac, I'm not going to drop the link because in like another minute or two here, I'm signing off. I got some stuff to do in the house before I go to bed tonight. But Jake, let me get your final thoughts, bud. And again, I appreciate you coming on. It's good to see you. It's been a minute. Feel free to come on. I'm on Wednesday night, every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time till, you know, right now I'm just doing till 9-ish. But the more people I bring in, the more intricate the conversations get. We'll extend it. But I appreciate you, man. Go ahead. Let me hear your final thoughts, brother.
Yeah, my closing statement won't be like Trump's. It'll be a little bit more calmer. But, yeah, I mean, Deshaun, he's shown some glimpses. I guess you could say last year I saw some great games out of him. And, you know, he's been trending upwards. And, you know, this week the stars didn't align. And a lot of people are giving up on him, especially with this other lawsuit to pop out. But, you know, I still believe in him. He's 6-0 against the Jaguars. He's got a chance to go out there and put a stepping stone back up. I'm not losing hope in this team, but being a Browns fan, the whole fan base is in chaos and ruins right now after one game. So
well, we definitely feel you, brother. We definitely feel you.
Yeah, it got the spike for a second, and then like it just the bottom done fell back out. I don't know.
Yeah,
defense didn't play bad. He'll get it together.
I think so. I still say he's a good quarterback. It's just finding his, you know, his motivation again and getting back into the rhythm of things, because the last couple of years have been really rough for him. So I hope the best for him. I know he's a good quarterback. With that, Jake, man, I appreciate you. Again, please come back next week if you can. I know you're busy, and I appreciate you coming on, man. It's good seeing you, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, brother?
All right, it's good to see you. Good to meet you, Daryl. You guys have a wonderful night.
You too, buddy. Thanks for coming on.
Daryl,
what are your final thoughts for this evening, brother?
I just need the Giants to, because after the film I seen today, I just need the Giants to run the ball a little bit more, try to get it going, and you know, get DJ on the rollout through play action, and maybe he can basically do what he was doing last year. I mean, no, not last year, but the year before. Yeah, I mean, what you looking for is what I'm looking for right now. That's what I said at the beginning of the season. I wish we could go 8-9 or 7.
I will not be surprised because if you think about it, the Giants really didn't run the ball that much Sunday. So if after what I saw out of Daniel Jones, I can honestly see the Giants coming out and trying to pound the ball the whole game. Because if they give Daniel Jones a shot to throw the ball, and like I said, you know, the consensus is, and you know, the history facts are, technically he owns Washington, and he does play well when he plays against Washington. The difference is, I believe Washington is a better team this year.
They are, but like I said, you know, I just hope they just pound that ball a little bit. I'm telling you, if we can get him on the rollout off the play action, coming out of the run, I believe he can make a simple as read.
I hope so, man.
Maybe
from your mouth to God's ears, brother.
I hope so, man. And I'll see you next week. All right.
All right, brother. I appreciate you, man. Love always, brother. Man.
You too, brother.
All right. Talk to you soon. All right, guys. I'm gonna wrap up the show tonight. We went a little over the hour, but you know, we had Jake come on, who we haven't seen in a while. He's a huge Cleveland Browns fan, as you guys know. Emac, I would have loved to have gotten you on the show. Things just went a little haywire with all the people that hopped in. I appreciate everybody that hopped in. Donovan for his questions, Austin, Jaden, Sully, Daryl, of course, Jacob, You know, I appreciate everybody that comes out and shows support. Like I said, guys, I'll be here every Wednesday night, Eastern Standard Time, from 8 to whenever, we'll say. You know, till we start getting more of a snowball effect with more people coming in, and, you know, the conversations will get longer and everybody's going to want to get their voices heard. And I want everybody to get their voices heard. You know, we'll extend the show a little longer. But till next week, guys, I appreciate everybody. I'm not going out with a song today. I'm not going to do the countdown. The countdown's for the beginning of the show. I'm working on getting music so you guys can have a little tune to listen to. But we're working on it. My cousin he makes beats. Go check him out. He's on iTunes. Look, Drippy 700. It's DRIPPYY 700. It's my cousin. I don't want to give his name out because that's his DJ name. Check him out. He does make some really good beats. So I'm working on something with him to get the ball rolling with getting some music, you know, before and after the show. And once I figure this StreamYard out and how to do all this stuff, because remember, guys, I'm 51 years old. So figuring all this stuff out, I can have some music playing in the background while we're chopping it up. So, all right, guys, till next week, I appreciate everybody. Have a good week, man. I hope the Giants can do it this week, man. Go Big Blue.